What's going on, everyone? This is Future ZG here. What you're about to see is the recording for the Rolling for Ranked video. I'm just here to give you all a bit of a little tidbit that the video you are going to be seeing was recorded prior to the All My Quirk set video, because by the time you're seeing this video, I would have released the summoning video for the All My Quirk set. It was done before the beta, around the time of the beta for Ethereum Restart was happening. I don't exactly remember exactly what day the video was, that little segment was recorded, but it's all the rules still apply. So I just want to give you all a bit of a heads up. If you want to say, wait a minute, why are we seeing footage from, on Ultra Rumble, but there's no quirk set for All Might and such and so forth? That's the reason why that is. I just want to make sure y'all are aware that that was recorded before All Might's quirk set ever dropped. I believe it was even before, it's going to start in season 11. I think it would be recorded at the end of season 10 into season 11, because I don't even believe in the footage. I don't recall. I was trying to believe we would have had. What was it? Alright, I want to read it. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the introduction to the Rolling for Ranked series, starting officially here in season 11. Today I'm going to give you guys the rules, how this series will work, and exactly what dictates what. Now, this is going to be an experiment on my end, because this is something I don't believe anyone has done for this game thus far, and if someone has, I hope they enjoyed themselves, and kudos to them for getting the idea there first. However, if this is not the case, I will coin this idea much like I did to the Nuzlocke series. However, let's go ahead and go through the rules for this series, and then we will do our one multi to determine the first character that will be used in the first episode. Alright, the rules goes as follows, and they will be placed on screen for your convenience. Voiced characters have 100% priority. For instance, if Mirio were to speak, Mirio will be played. One multi is used, no more, no less. Only one multi will be used per video. Each video will consist of 3 matches, much similar to the Nuzlocke series. If there is no voice, if no character speaks, the highest rarity item dictates the character. If there is no voice and no high rarity item has been dictated, meaning if we do not get a 3-star in that multi or anything like that, the character that is most seen in the multi will dictate the one chosen. Tuning will be allowed, but not every character will have it, as I do not have builds for every character. I started late into the tuning system. My apologies to that. Now, when it comes to characters that have quirk sets, for instance, Dobby has a strike quirk set as well as his base technical. If Dobby speaks, I will be using a wheel to determine which one will be used. Because unfortunately, due to RNG of every multi, it would be hard to dictate based on a multi which quirk set would have to be used. Now, you could say I could just summon on a quirk set banner, which would dictate if I get the quirks. If I pull a quirk set, that would also dictate likely that quirk set. Unfortunately, that doesn't always mean the case, because if you look at the banners that are currently available, it doesn't meanly, like right now we have Tech Shoto. While Tech Shoto would have a higher priority to be rolled, that's not exactly fair to the other quirk sets. However, by going on a character banner, quirk sets cannot be pulled, so it makes it a lot harder in that instance. When you go to an outfit banner like the Kirishiro one here, you cannot even get quirk sets or characters for that matter, I'm pretty sure. Let's double check my information. No, you can only get this, and I'm pretty sure if I look at the drop rates, there's just costumes. There are no characters in this banner. I'm double checking. Yes, we are all all of it is just so costume banner is not the most value. Quirk sets will give higher priority to characters and quirk sets. It'll give high priority to the quirk set, not the characters. When it comes to character banners, they'll give high priority to the characters, but there will not be any quirk sets on these banners. I'm pretty sure. So in the instance, the most logical way to do this would be to go on a quirk set banner. But as you can see, there is no characters that can be gotten from the exchange. Most likely we cannot access the characters from the role. So I'm just gonna double check because they may have changed it. No, we're on 2-star now. No, there will be no characters. So the way this is going to be handled, since quirk sets are it's better to see if I can get characters than I can get quirk sets. We will use a wheel to determine the quirk set that is used if a character who speaks is a quirk set user. It was a lot more made that more complicated than it actually be, but I want to make sure that I make it understood. But with that being the case, if anything else should come up during the series that I may kind of break these rules to a certain degree, I will make mention of it in that specific video, and these rules will be updated as that happens. Though as of right now, I believe I have covered all of the core aspects of this series. Without further ado, let's go ahead and throw one multi into the mode of a banner and see who will be used for episode 1. All right, no one spoke. This now. Immediately, the other rules are in play. The highest rarity item determines the character. If there's no high rarity item, the character that appears the most in the multi will be the one used. So let's look. We're gonna skip and have a look at the multi. All right, in this poll, we have a 1 to 2-star, which means the highest rarity item in this multi was AFO. So All For One will be the first character to be used for the Rolling for Ranked series. Now, due to the nature of this series, the series will not be out as often as the Nuzlocke will be, as this does cost tickets, and I cannot always afford to drop a multi every single day. Otherwise, I could not summon for other quirk sets for later this season. So you will see this every few days, or maybe once a week, so I have time to save up tickets for each multi. But yeah, now, much like I mentioned, tuning's not always available. AFO is one of those characters I do not have tuning for, so do not expect the almost optimized tuning build for All For One. And much like with the Nuzlocke series, I will be teaming up with people from a server to be able to play in ranked. Because playing with randoms, no offense, can be difficult when you're playing characters you're not proficient with. With that being said, that concludes this video where I was giving the details about the Rolling for Ranked series. All For One will be the first choice, and he will be appearing for episode 1 that will be airing in a few days. Look forward to that, and I hope y'all are excited for this series finally getting the start that it has most certainly deserved, and we'll see how I fare playing All For One in season 11. With that being said, thank y'all so much for watching, and I will catch you all for episode 1 of Rolling for Ranked.